Here we go. This is a character from one of our stories that we'll be writing in the not too distant future. This character, his name is the Cluntch, and he's going to feature in a story called The Low Zone. Now the first thing I'm going to do is build an armature. I've got wire here, and we're going to build like an endoskeleton, a skeleton to the clay work. Right, let me just get this off. That's the length of wire I'm going to use, so I'm just going to cut it. There we go. So what I'm going to do is an example. So as you see, we've got armature here, and I've started to cover this with a different modelling material, and it's going to be a similar thing I'm going to do with the Cluntch. So get rid of that. So it's always important to work out the proportions of what it is you're making, because the armature is going to hold all of that information in there. So starting with the head, I'm just going to make a little loop like so, a little bow. Alright, okay. So that's a start. Now when it comes to the joints, of an armature, you can either twist the metal around or around itself, or you can use a material to hold the joints together. So what I'm going to do with this one is I've just got a long flex of metal. I'm just going to use it. I'm going to coil everything around itself. So there's the head, and I want some width for the shoulder, like so. Then the arm's going to come down, and the arm's quite long, so about there. I'm not going to do the fingers, and then what I'm going to do is coil, I'm just going to coil the metal around itself, like so. Because we want enough strength in the frame to support the weight of the clay. So there we go, we've got one arm. There you go. One arm, one shoulder, and a bit of the head as well. Going to do the same thing on the other side, and for this I'm actually going to kind of twist it and do a kind of a mirror image, so I get the proportions the same. So that follows that. That goes round like so. Back up again. And there we go. So again, what I'm going to do is wrap that around itself. Here we go, wrap that around the head a few times as well. There we go. Good. So quite broad shoulders. In a way, it's always better to do a bit more on the armature, because if there's too much length, then you can shorten it. That's better than not doing enough and then ending up with something that's a bit a bit short that you have to add on to, because that can weaken the frame. So what we have now, right, so we have head and shoulders just like that. I might reduce the width of the shoulders, actually, it might be a bit big. So in terms of the composition, Cluntch is quite a top heavy creature. So with that, the shoulders, width of the shoulders, it's kind of just a little bit longer for his waist, which will be about there, I would say, where my thumb is. And then scrotum there. So from about here, I think I'm going to do the legs. Yeah, I'm going to make that a little bit less there. Okay, so about that. Good. So basically, yeah, about there. Okay, so, and then the arms like so. So the hands, when I actually make them, they're going to extend beyond the armature slightly. So that means I want his groin to be about here, and that's where his knee is. Yeah, like so. So the knee is there. And the rest of his foot is there. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to do basically another bow for his foot. One Cluntch foot. I'm going to keep wrapping around the other leg. Good. So there we have it. We have one foot there. I'm going to get the pliers to that in a moment so I can manipulate it a little bit better. And I'm going to do the same thing like I did with the arms, which is basically line the wires up like I did before. So about there maybe. Okay, so the two wires come together, two knees, comes down. And again, same loop for the foot, like so. I'm going to twist that a few times. Now, if I wanted to make more of a dynamic pose, what I would have done is, as opposed to just having the feet freestanding like so, I would have actually left a fleck of the armature going straight down, and I would have put that into the base. Because it's clay I'm working in, when you want something for the clay to actually hold on to. So the armature can be quite rough. In a way, the rougher it is, the better the clay will bond. So we're getting back there. Same thing, I'm just going to go around the groin area a few times, build that up. Okay, so it's getting there, there we go. And now what I'm going to do with the remainder of the flex, if you can see it, I'm going to just build up the bulk of the body. There. I'm going to go the opposite way as well. Okay, so what we have here basically, this is where I'm going to use the pliers just to do what my hands weren't able to do. And we have it basically. We have the armature to the clunch. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, now I've done the basic armature, I'm going to just check the proportions and then work on the pose that I actually want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a ruler and I'm just going to measure, basically to start off with, I'm going to measure the actual length of the foot. So yeah, in centimetres, okay, that's about 4 centimetres on that one. And it's about the same on the other one, so that's not bad. Now I'm going to look at from the knee to the heel bone, roughly. Okay, so that looks like that's 5 centimetres on that one. And I want it to be the same. Yeah, it's about the same on that one, that's good. So same thing with from the knee to the hip. So all of that, that's about 6. And on this side, okay, let's just do that again. Shoulder, let's have a look. No, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so shoulder, it's about 3 centimetres. Okay, 5 again, and it's about 5 and 5. Good. Right, so everything's in proportion, which is great. Now what I'm going to do is strike the pose. So I'm looking at my clunch photo, or picture rather. I think I want something similar, so I might have him taking a step. So in that case, what I can do is and that foot comes forward like so, and then we're going to have the shoulder come forwards and the hands down like that.